Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar's Learning app. In this session, we are going to discuss about the Indian national movement. Many leaders were imprisoned and deported like Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal and Aurobindo Ghosh. After the Swadeshi movement, it happened. Deported means they'll send out of India to being in the prison. That is what deported. Particularly, they were sent to the current state Myanmar. Earlier, it was called as Burma. Many Indians lost their job, and students who took part in the movement were not allowed to enter college and school premises because, as I told you, boycotting of government schools and government colleges and adopting of national school and national colleges. So many of the Indian students lost their job as well as the student discontinued their education. This was the first instance in which use of indigenous goods were taken in account. An important aspect of Swadeshi movement was emphasized placed on the self-reliance or Atma Shakti, according to Rabindranath Tagore. Several exclusive Indian industry ventures like Bengal Chemical Swadeshi Stores, which was opened by Acharya P.C. Roy, Lakshmi Cotton Mills, Mohini Mills, and National Tannery were started during this time period for the Swadeshi goods. So, during this time period only, another important event happened in the Indian history, that is formation of Indian, All India Muslim League. On December 30, 1906, Muslim League was formed under the leadership name called Aga Khan. Factors: the promotion of Muslim League, it is all about British plan and lack of education, loss of sovereignty by the Muslims. So they wanted to go against the agitation which faced by the Muslim population here in India, like how Indian National Congress come up with the structured party. Likewise, Muslims also wanted to come up with their own party, that party which is known as Muslim League. On December 30, 1906, the Muslim League was formed under the leadership of Aga Khan, the Nawab of Dhaka, the Nawab of Mosin ul Mulk, the notion to safeguard the rights of Indian Muslims. Okay, so factor that promoting the Muslim League, British plan, divide and rule, communal lines, right? So, the separatist attitude in Indian politics, for example, separate electorate, played a caste politics between non-Brahmins and Brahmins. Separate electorate status means the Muslim representatives can participate in the election. The Muslim people can vote for them. That is called separate electorate system. And caste politics between non-Brahmins and Brahmins. Lack of education. Muslims were isolated from the Western and technical education during this time. Loss sovereignty by the Muslims. 1857 revolt makes British to think that Muslims are dangerous for their colonial policy as well. Expression of religious color and economic backwardness of India. You just read this once, that's fair enough. Objective of the formation of Muslim League: to promote loyalty of Indian Muslims towards the British government, and also they wanted to protect their political as well as other rights of the Indian Muslims and to place their needs and aspirations before the government. What are all the policy framework that government of British is doing? For that, there should be a consideration for the Muslims. That is their intention, to overcome the feeling of hostility among the Muslim towards other communities. These are all the objective of the formation of Muslim League during 1906. So now, after this event, Mahatma Gandhi is going to enter our Indian national movement, and this era which is popular in the modern history of India for any competitive examination in matter. So Gandhi life in South Africa. 1890 was a period when Indian labor to South Africa had started exactly. Many Indian labor were transported to South Africa for the work. The laborers were called to work in the sugar farms. Following them were Indians, merchants and traders as well. A third group who lived was ex-laborers whose contract had ended there, and they lived with their children. All of them had no access to education. Many people were took from India for the contract basis. After the contract get completion also, they stayed there in South Africa itself. That is the exact condition of South Africa during 1890. Gandhi himself is a lawyer, and he pursued his law in London, and he came back to India, and he failed to practice as a lawyer at Rajkot and Bombay, and himself got a separate case in the region of South Africa named called Dada Abdullah, his client, and he went there to take that particular case. It was The first time MK Gandhi, an English educated barrister, came to South Africa, the young Gandhi had not faced over racism at any point in his life, either in India or in England. But when he was in South Africa, he was witnessed the racism which is popularly known as apartheid, racial discrimination against the black. Okay, so he was in the railway, railway station, and he get into the rail and the first class ticket, and the authority of the British not allowed him to travel in the first class. He was thrown out from the train. That is the instance. Mahatma Gandhi witnessed the apartheid, and then he decided to fight against the racial discrimination in South Africa. So some events happened there. Reached South Africa in the year of 1893 to work legal problems of Dada Abdullah, as I told you. This issue, which is in the South African struggle, began the proposed bill in the Natal government to disfranchise Indians at Natal. So Natal is the place, Indian National Congress. Natal Indian Congress was formed by Gandhi only. The first phase of his struggle was during 1896 to 1894 to 1906 as a moderate method. Mahatma Gandhi wanted to approach in the constitutional method, such he started writing petitions and complaints and meetings likewise, but nothing worked out properly. The second phase worked out very well, that is 1906 to 1914 with the Satyagraha as the main method. So he formed Indian Natal organization, that is known as Natal Indian Congress in the year of 1893 for the purpose of fighting against the discrimination in the region of Africa, South Africa. He organized Indian Ambulance Corps for the British during the outbreak of Boer War. Boer is the civil war in the year of 1899. So that British could understand the humanity, but the ethnic discrimination and torture continued over Indians. So that British could understand the humanity and also the ethnic discrimination and torture continued over the Indians. So he started a weekly newspaper named called Indian Opinion in the year of 1903 to write complete detail what exactly happening in South Africa. And he formed Passive Resistance Association, that is Satyagraha Association, in the year of 1907 to boycott permit offices associated with the registration issue. So this registration issue become burning issue. Wherever Indian goes, they're supposed to have their fingerprint as the registration form. They need to show with the British officials, but not for the other people. Mahatma Gandhi felt it is indiscrimination. Okay, he set up Phoenix Farm near Durban, where Gandhi trained his cadre for peaceful restraint, which is known as non-violent, that is Satyagraha. Okay, this farm considered as the birthplace of Satyagraha. Okay, he also set up another farm which is called as Tolstoy Farm. Tolstoy Farm, which is considered as the place where Satyagraha was molded into a weapon of protest, because people who were engaging in the Satyagraha wanted to get assistance from their family. So what he did, he took the family members of the Satyagrahis, they can assist, and the protest can be avoided. That is the intention. So he suspended Satyagraha for the time being to the assurance of the General Smuts to repeal the registration law, but General Smuts went back on his word. This created great indignation to the people against him. The first non-violent Satyagraha campaign of Mahatma Gandhi was organized in September 1906 to protest the Transvaal Asiatic Ordinance, which is continued against the local Indians. After that, also held Satyagraha against the Black Act in the June 1907. So he was sentenced to jail for organizing the non-violent movement in the year of 1908. So just read it. These are all the explanation. We'll directly go to the fact. And finally, he got package deal signed according to which marriage performed according to Indian rites were declared legal. A poll tax of 3 pounds on free labor was abolished. Simple. First one is registration form. Then he come up with establishment of Tolstoy Farm. Then there is a problem in terms of poll tax. The indentured Indians who were staying in South Africa. Indentured Indian means people whoever came for South Africa for the purpose of work. If their contract was over, still they are staying, right? They are supposed to go back to their home. That is India. If they are not going, they need to pay 3 pounds of tax. But the people used to get just 10 shilling as their income. It is not possible for them to pay 3 pounds of tax. So Mahatma Gandhi did protest against that as well. And Supreme Court come up with one order. That order is all about without the Christian rights, whatever the marriage happened in South Africa region, which is going to be invalid. So, which added the fuel in the fire. So, this become one of the other issue as well. And migration restriction. The people, Indians, particularly Indians, are restricted to migrate from one provinces to another provinces in South Africa. So, all these together took in the hand of Mahatma Gandhi, and he did protest against the British authority. So British authority could not able to resist the Satyagraha which initiated by Mahatma Gandhi, and finally they came down. They repealed all the acts and Mahatma Gandhi got victory. So he became hero and he used the technique name called Satyagraha. This is what exactly happened in the region of South Africa. After that, he got title name called Kaiser-e-Hind, and he decided to return back India. So how Mahatma Gandhi became the freedom struggle fighter in India, how he become more popular, rise of Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhiji returned from South Africa, where he lived for more than 20 years, to India in the year of 1915. Once he came to India, he started traveling India, and he come to know about the importance of farming community to get into the movement. So based on that, he'll come up with a few movements in the early time that become the great foundation for our Indian national movement, such the first event which is known as Champaran Satyagraha in the year of 1917. This is first civil disobedience movement. It is against the indigo cultivation in India. Champaran is the place which is located in the state named called Bihar. There was a person named called Rajkumar Shukla. He complained to Mahatma Gandhi related to the indigo cultivators, whatever, the system which introduced by the Britishers against them. So they are like starvation. They could not able to, come up with a normal life. So Mahatma Gandhi did first civil disobedience movement, and he got succeeded in Champaran as well. And the Congress people started calling him as hero of Champaran. Next one is Kheda Satyagraha in the year of 1918. 1918 was a year there was a fail in the crop in the Kheda district due to drought, Kheda in the state of Gujarat. But the revenue code was not repealed by the Britishers, so they could not able to pay the revenue. This is your first non-cooperation movement of Mahatma Gandhi. Next, Ahmedabad mill strike. Mahatma Gandhi used Satyagraha and hunger strike, first hunger strike. So there is a dispute between the mill workers and mill owners. 50% of salary hike was asked by the mill workers. So Mahatma Gandhi come up with 35% of demand of the wages on regular basis. So finally, hunger strike was made by Gandhi along with the workers. Then 35% of wage was agreed by the British authority. Next one is anti-Rowlatt Satyagraha. So anti-Rowlatt Satyagraha movement was started by Gandhiji against the Rowlatt Act in the year of 1919. Rowlatt Act in the year of 1919. Remember, 1919 is the timeline of your World War I. So what happened here? Indians also engaged in the World War I. They believed British going to give them Swaraj. So they supported British in the World War I. But the intention of British is not going to give the Swaraj. So what happened here? The British wanted to curtail any kind of opposition from the Indians. So they'll come up with the Rowlatt Act in the year of 1919. This Rowlatt Act, also known as Black Act. Rowlatt Act, it's simple. Any suspicious, if arrest happen, means there should not be any kind of trial in the court, and there will be no proceedings in the court. So that particular arrest will continue for 2 years. That is known as which act? Black Act, also known as Rowlatt Act. So for the exclusion of freedom of press and detention without trial, set up Satyagraha Sabha on 24th February 1990 at Bombay. So MK Gandhi started a campaign against Rowlatt Bill and set up Satyagraha Sabha. So first All India movement he is going to launch. So Jallianwala Bagh massacre on 13th April 1990, which is anti-Rowlatt Satyagraha, last momentum. I will tell you what is this Jallianwala Bagh massacre. So he launched anti-Rowlatt Satyagraha. That is All India strike that was going on, and based on the Satyagraha only. Here there were lot of hartals, strikes, processions and demonstrations which is happening all around the country, and British also come up with a severe repression. banning all the public meetings, heavily getting down into the Indian, people who are fight for this anti-Rowlatt Satyagraha. So in the region of Punjab, the local leaders popularly known as Saifuddin Kichlew and Saifuddin Kichlew and Satyapal were deported in the date of 9th April 1919. The arrest of local leaders led to attacks the symbols of British authority. Okay, so there will be a martial law imposed in the state called Punjab, was clamped with the General Dyer command. Okay, so 13th April, a peaceful, unarmed crowd, most of them nearby villages which they are not aware about, there was a ban on public meeting in the region of Punjab. Okay, which all are collectively gathered in the park name called Jallianwala, attended the public meeting. So they come up with the public meeting. So the Jallianwala Bagh massacre shocked the entire nation with the horror and fired patriotic minds. What happened? General Dyer just closed one gate in the Jallianwala Bagh and ordered to open fire against the unarmed crowd, which contains women and children. So this event become a Himalayan blunder. Mahatma Gandhi does not want to continue the anti-Rowlatt Satyagraha because of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. That particular Satyagraha was called off by Mahatma Gandhi because of the violence activity which made by the Britishers. Okay, so you have to know Jallianwala Bagh massacre and the year, and who are the popular leaders and who is the British authority. Okay, and also you need to understand what is Rowlatt Satyagraha and the year of Ahmedabad mill strike, Keda Satyagraha, Champaran, and what exactly Mahatma Gandhi did there in the South Africa, for your general information. Okay, so about 21 years later, on 13th March 1940, Udham Singh, an Indian revolutionary, shot Michael O. Dyer dead, who was the Lieutenant Governor of Punjab at the time of Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Not General Dyer, who is responsible for opening fire against the Indians. He is the governor, Lieutenant Governor of Punjab during the time, name called Michael O. Dyer. Okay, the massacre aroused the fury of Indian people, and the government, replied with further brutalities as well. Clear? So, based on this event, a few questions that we will discuss. Who among the personality is popular during the Swadeshi movement? Bhagat Singh, Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So, Bal, Pal and Lal. So, Bal Gangadhar Tilak is most popular personality during the Swadeshi movement. Which year All India Muslim League was formed? 1906, which was formed by Aga Khan. Which newspaper was organized by Mahatma Gandhi in South Africa? That is Indian Opinion. Okay, Indian Opinion. The Hindu newspaper was founded by G. Subramanian Iyer. G. Subramanian Iyer. And Swadeshi Mitran also, in the language of Tamil, founder is G. Subramanian Iyer. Okay, chief editor of the Swadeshi Mitran, Bharatiyar, Mahakavi Bharatiyar. Bengal Gazette is the first newspaper in the region of Bengal. So, Indian Opinion is the newspaper in the region of, South Africa by Gandhi. In which year Champaran Satyagraha was organized by Mahatma Gandhi? 1917. Okay, 1917 is Champaran Satyagraha, 1918 is Keda and Ahmedabad mill strike, 1919 is anti-Rowlatt Satyagraha. It's the first phase of Mahatma Gandhi movement here in India. In which year Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place? 1919 is the year the Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place. Okay, so practice more number of questions on the same chapter. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you.